What an intro! Your favorite intro? If so, then make sure to smash that like button. Let's get this episode to 500 likes, guys. I know you guys are hot. You're ready for the weekend, so let's push this to 500 likes. Yeah, earnings. I mean, what a quarter, wasn't it? I mean, Richard Branson flight. The pure proof of concept that we had. Ticket sales is open. All of that, we will discuss this obviously in very much detail in the first category of the Q2 earnings. Then we will dive into the stock performance while ending this vlog with the stock chart analysis to see, okay, where the stock could go. And all of that combined in today's Virgin Galactic Friday. So fasten the seatbelt and release. So I will take my notes from the conference call that was done yesterday, and which was, by the way, great. Michael Koglaser making an great job, okay? I don't know if this is even English, okay? But he making like an ace great job, like the ace. You know the ace, the card from whatever. So he's doing a tremendous job, and I will just look into my notes. By the way, I will also show you the earnings presentation at the same time, so you know we can switch back and forth. I think one of the best things that he actually leaked was that once the astronauts, Richard Branson, Mrs. Moses, they came out of the spaceship, went into the spaceport and said, "We want to do this again." Okay, this shows you that this experience will not be an experience that will be a one-off. Okay, it won't be that. It will be like multiple time, millionaires or even billionaires or multimillionaires that have a net worth of, let's say, 10 million, 15, 20 million. They say, oh, I would love to do it. Oh, I would love to do it with my friends as well. Instead of going for a $2 million vacation, I will go with 4 of my friends to space, right? So I think this will be a key point to just keep on the demand, which is ridiculous anyway, okay? They will have thousands of customers, which will take them years. Well, now we come to the challenge. As you know, the spaceship is something very, very complicated. It's so complicated that during the history of humans of 2,000 years, only 3 companies are actually able to fly people into space. Think about that. Think about that. The entry barrier is so high that just 3 very rich individuals played with their own net worth to go into space. And now basically Virgin Galactic is operational. They will start their operations in Q3 2022. Blue Origin just finished their test program, and we are waiting for their news when they will start operation. And SpaceX is concentrating on putting, their Starship into the orbit, which is absolutely mind-blowing in my personal opinion. Okay, what Elon Musk have done with SpaceX, and I really recommend you the book Lift Off, which tells you the whole story of SpaceX. Me, as a space enthusiast, obviously read this book from the very first page to the last page because I want to know what's going on in the space industry. But coming back to the challenge of Virgin Galactic, he said something that I think is in the presentation on page 8 here, okay, and enhancement period. The enhancement period will do something great. It will take around 4 months. It will start after the next test flight in late September, where they will have the next full revenue flight with the Italian force. And they will start to enhance the whole fleet, the mothership. The mothership will be 10 times being able fly more often before they have to go to maintenance. The Spaceship 2 Unity will be able to fly not every 7 or 8 weeks, but every 4 to 5 weeks. And then also they will put the VSS Imagine, the Spaceship 3, also into operation by Q3 2022. Which means that by Q3 2022, we have a full updated fleet, which in my personal opinion is the right step. Think about it. They could also say, okay, we will start operation. We will start operation with the Spaceship 2, with Eve, with, Imagine, maybe towards the end of the year, and start the operation. But then, after a couple of months, they would need to stop the operation for 4 months and then do this. This is, inevitable, okay? They have to do this. If they do it now or later, I think later is the better long-term perspective to just go with the flow, okay? Then they talked about the Delta class airplane or aircraft or spaceship, okay? Which was not really clear to me what it was, okay? So I Googled it, and what came is basically the space ship that they want to use for point-to-point travel as well. Yes, exactly this one. This seems to be the Delta class spaceship that they are now start to develop and build, because they say, okay, the supply is our biggest problem, our biggest challenge. So we can either, build more spaceship with 4 seats, or, and this is, I think, what I interpret into the whole story, they will actually build the Delta Wing class spacecraft that maybe can take up even to, 19 people, as to my knowledge, to space. And maybe this is also the enhancement that the spaceship needs to have, and the Eve mothership needs to have. Because think about it, the Eve mothership is not to be built to have something more heavy. So either they upgrade it so it can take a bigger airplane to fly more people. Because think about it, they are so focused on the Delta Wing airplane that they actually stopped the production of the next Spaceship 4 with 4 seats. So there must be something in the bushes that they don't want to reveal at this point. And I still will go over that in the next couple of days, reading the transcript of the earnings call, because this is very, very important, guys, okay? Because again, the demand is there, and I think the next big catalyst, by the way, I shared the next catalyst for the stock on my Twitter. This is the catalyst that I think are happening, the next revenue flight, some information about the ticket sales, and so on and so forth, more information about the Delta airplane, and then also the point-to-point travel, which they didn't speak for about a year now. So I would love to see an update, and I think the investors would love to see an update there as well. So summarized, I think that this is very, very important, okay? So the delay of the half of the year, it doesn't matter, okay? This is space tourism, guys. This is not building bicycles, or this is not selling, whatsoever a product in the shelf. This is, high-level engineering. They brought some very interesting people, as into the team of Virgin Galactic to push this forward. And I think, that the chairman, like, Shamas, is definitely looking for scaling the business as soon as possible, with obviously having the most important view on security and safety, okay? Let me have a look. So they are saying, I don't know if this is somewhere mentioned in the presentation, but they actually said that question was, what about the next spaceport? And they said that they want to start very preliminary research for the next spaceport in the beginning of 2022. As I was saying, around mid or Q3 2022, there should be also some information about the next spaceport. And they said actually something very, very interesting. They said some spaceports have seasons, right? So they could imagine that, let's say, for the summer, you might have full operation in, let's say, Europe from May to September. And then you take the whole fleet and bring it to the Middle East, where you can fly from September till, let's say, May. Okay, so you have operation all around, split into 2 spaceports. Also very, very interesting. Then there was a question which is also very, very interesting. The profit margin of this business will be around 66%, as you know, or might know. If you don't know, now you know. They were asked if the higher price of the ticket will also reflect a higher margin, which would be ridiculous. Which company has like a 70 or 80% margin on their products? Well, this company has, okay? I think this is very, very important, and you will see that this will be more important with time. You are seeing that high quality businesses like Apple have very, very big margins because they have this experience that they sell. If you buy an iPhone, you're not buying the hardware per se, you are buying a feeling, a sex appeal, that you have a nice product that is working so nice, that is so nicely made, and so on. So they are selling the experience. Michael Cogley has said it in the call. They are actually selling the experience that you come to space, watch Earth, and come back with a totally different mindset. Okay, you see like, oh, we just have this one planet. If something happened to that, we have nothing as a humanity. So I think this is life-changing. So they're selling this life-changing experience. And I think that this is very, very much overlooked how great this company and the product actually is. And you will see that people want to do it more often and, you know, on regular basis. And with time, the prices will go lower, specifically when they have a ship with much more people inside. So Michael Cogley, as I said, you know, concluded that the profit margin will be obviously a little bit more than 66%, which is also great. And I think that another big thing that was, you know, a little bit of, you know, thrown under the table, there was not much questions, but if you're going into the presentation, you actually see that they completed the ATM at the market offering of the shares of $500 million, okay, which give them now a polster, okay, a cash polster, if they keep on, you know, having the same cash burn, of around 3.8 years that they can go without any revenue. So this is a long-term play, guys, okay? And they will get more money if they want to. As you know, they are actually planning to get even 500 more million on the bank. And with that even close now officially, because there were also, you know, always the thought, okay, is it now closed or is it still going on? But it was closed on an average price of $36.39 cents as of this presentation. They did about $541,000 of revenue with the payload of the delayed flight in May, which belongs still to the Q2. So I think you know, all in all, it's a tremendous achievement what the company did in the last quarter. Revenue, proof of concept, no delays in technology, and also Richard Branson flight. So everything achieved what we could wish for. So, you know, I'm very, very happy. It seems the investors are happy because the stock went up like 3 to 5% after hours. Let's see if this balance off and we have some profit taking for today, Friday, you know, people taking some money into the weekend. But this is a long-term play. This reminds me, and I said this on Twitter as well, this reminds me a little bit of Tesla in 2007, where Tesla did like 70,000 revenue, and then the next year they made 14 million, and then the next year they made 111 million. So if you want to have you know, a company that is highly potential, like Tesla, I actually have a video on that as well if you like. So wait for the end of the video, and then you will see a small video to click on where, you know, Shamas Palihapitia says that Virgin Galactic actually is a story stock that makes much more, you know, connection to a young Tesla, and investors love that during, you know, very cheap money and the conditions that we have in the stock market. So the space performance of the last couple of days were slightly a roller coaster, but with the tendency to go higher just before the earnings. Now this is the closing price of Thursday of yesterday, 31.53, and let's see what today will bring in terms of new prices, but it could be a gap up, which means that the new price today could actually be higher than the closing price yesterday, and or the trading range as well. So I think that this company is very interesting. I think the stock is obviously showing all the characteristics of a volatile, very early adopter of the new space industry, or in general, very, very early concept proving company that is very, very volatile. Good news, the stock goes up 40%. Bad news, the stock can go down 20%. Totally normal, okay? Very hard to trade if you're trading, because you never know when the next big news come, because it could be like next week they will say, wow, we are overwhelmed with sales, the stock go up 20-30%. Okay, you never know. With that said, I would love to go with you into the chart and see if you might have a couple of interesting signals that the market is showing us that this stock can go higher, how much higher, and in which channel we are actually trading. So stay tuned to the last category of Virgin Galactic Fridays today. If you haven't liked this video, and subscribe. As you can see, yesterday or all the other days, we couldn't go really much above 30. This is because, in my personal opinion, there was a kind of, let's say, resistance here. Also here, like a double resistance, which need to be broken through. And when we have more than 34 today, which could be the case, then, we could really rally here, okay? So this is important. So the next big step in terms of resistance we need to take is about 34, 35, okay? So we need to close somewhere above that. This would be very bullish for the stock. Other than that, we have a great support. Okay, so we have support levels here with the 50 moving average around 28. We have the bottom of the channel that is now a multi-year channel already. And then you have, if this both support levels are falling, then you still have the 200 moving average, which is somewhere here around 22. With that said, you also see that this resistance level here is also the resistance level that we had back in February 2020. Okay, this is what I mean, guys. You never know when a stock really will, rally. Here, for example, we didn't have much company news, just was so excited to be into a space company, and the whole market was absolutely blowing up. So obviously also the SPEC A IPOA by Shamas Palihapitiya, 5 times almost its value in just a matter of 1 month, okay, or 2 months. So the chart looks amazing. The situation is great. It looks like the investors really like the Q2 earnings. I really liked it too. I think that the fundament is there to build a fantastic company over the next couple of years. I'm very, very bullish on the stock, and the chart here looks fantastic as well. Best conditions to just, blow up at any time.